everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with another plan with me inside my 52 weeks of Halloween planner, which is also my kids' memory keeping planner. You're getting this video a day earlier than what you normally do. I normally upload them on Fridays, but this week the Friday is mystery kits spots open up, and that's when I do the spoiler video as well. So I just have to maneuver the rest of my videos. There's 2 dates, no matter what, that it doesn't matter what videos are supposed to be on those days. If the 5th or the 17th falls on one of my normal regular videos, that regular video gets bumped because those are special. So we're here with another one. We're going to use another Planner Pixie Co. Sticker kit, partially because I want to make sure that I actually use this foil. So let's take a look at what this last week looked like. Here we go. This was a kit by River and Ink. Not a lot to be able to put in, which is so funny because this week was actually so packed with stuff. If you watched Monday's video, I got through what we did through Monday. Like that's, well, the first half of the video I talked about the customer survey form. The second half of the video I talked about what we started to do during the week, and I told you about what we did on Sunday the 5th, and then I told you what we did on the 6th. And I think there was still some more stuff that kind of happened on the 6th, but I haven't gone through what's happened the rest of this week. So let's chat about it. How does that sound? Well, let's go ahead and see if I can do this, knowing that I have not, I don't use Planner Pixie Co. kits a lot. So we're going to be planning for November 27th through December 3rd. I don't use them a lot, so it's just always a little bit tricky in figuring out spacing for things. So I've got the foil here, and I've got all these wonderful boxes and labels and stuff. So I wanted to put, are these 2 boxes? They are 2 boxes. For some reason, I thought they were just 1 box. Awesome. I'm going to end up using these 2 boxes in the sidebar. So let's get into it. Yeah, let's get into it. Okay, what I did last time is I used just one of the washi. Is that what I did? Because I used it a couple weeks ago. Yeah, that's what I did to kind of really allow me to use. Because let's see, if I've got 1, 2, where are my full boxes? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so hold on. Let me put things down here. And we've got that. So now I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh. And I can use one of these. Okay, perfect. That's going to work out really, really well. And then I will not use any of the Fashion Girls whatsoever. So yeah, okay, let's get into it. All right. So picking up where I left off on Monday's video, I had a meeting where I needed to go into the VA and start my VA disability claim. So that one is going to be interesting with everything going on and stuff, and something I probably should have done when I exited the military, but you can do them at any time and stuff. And my husband has been pushing me for a few years to get it done, and I'm like, no. And now that he's retired, he's like, dude, you have got to do this. Oh, I'm going to have to use both of these washies because this is absolutely adorable foiling. It's going to have to happen. Should I do it up at the top? Oh, there's a box there too. I won't need to use one of these boxes. Awesome. No, we're going to keep it down here. We're going to just, don't deviate from the plan, Amanda. Like, stop. It's almost like sometimes I feel like when I'm like, should I do this? I'm like, stop trying to make fetch happen. That's what I am thinking. Oh, which reminds me, there is a Mean Girls kit, the remake of Mean Girls coming out early 2024. It's been a few years. I have Mean Girls inspired kit stuff going on, and I'm wondering, do I reformat that? And do I bring that to the shop? I mean, we talked about like copyright and trademark and everything, and I have to be very, very careful with stuff. So do we do it? I'm just wondering, because it's been a few years, and I believe I did not use all of the elements that my artist provided me. So I'm just wondering. Tell me down below if you think I should or shouldn't. I would like to know. All right. Oh, this is adorable. She has some of the best foil, like, clip art things going on. It's amazing. I ordered these foil bundles from her, and I guess she was having like a foil grab bag sale, and boy, did she load me up. I was like, why is my envelope so thick? And then I opened it up, and I have these stacks of foil, and I'm like, oh, that is going to be perfect for like a daily planner or something. Like if you just have a couple of boxes from a kit or something and you need to use it. I was like, this is heaven. Like, just add a little bit of sparkle to it via some foiled full boxes, and it would just look amazing. I'm obsessed with this. I don't know if you can tell. Let's see. Can you see what they are? Like, you've got skulls and pumpkins and cauldrons. It's just so cute. Okay. So, moving on to the stuff in real life. After the appointment, I mean, I came home and I was exhausted, partially because it just brings up stuff. Like when you have to talk about things that you just don't want to talk about, which is what most veterans, if anything's happened in the military, they don't want to talk about it. That's just how we are. And I get it. And it's easier to be like, you need to talk about it. You need to talk about it. But honestly, you guys, sometimes it's just, it just brings up a lot. It just brings up a lot. So I came home very exhausted from that appointment because I had to talk about things that I did not want to talk about and everything. And so like, I was like, okay, we got to get this day going. Monday was fine. Other than that appointment, Monday was fine. My oldest had gymnastics that evening. So he has been doing gymnastics for a few weeks now. We have a lady at our homeschool co-op who owns a gymnastics studio. Excuse me. She owns a gymnastics studio. She owns a couple of different types of businesses, and they all kind of coincide in one building. But she was like, yeah, come on this day. We have a punch card that you can get, and you know, we'll teach you how to do a backflip, because he was very, very close to doing his own backflip. Like, he could get on a trampoline and do it just fine, but when he's standing by himself, like his you know, mind gets the better of him, and it's the commitment factor. So they were teaching him some different things, and so now he knows how to do backflips. So now he's learning how to do round offs into back, I guess it would be back handsprings. I am not a gymnast, so I don't know. Teaching him that, and then because he's my kid and he wants to know all the hard tricks, they're teaching him different kinds of spins that he can do, like all that stuff. So he goes to gymnastics on Monday night, and part of this is some of this he needs to know how to do for Taekwondo performance things going on, because it's show stuff. So if you can do flips and huge jumps and things like that, it wows the crowd. So he has been invited to join their performance team, but in order to, you know, be, you know, set apart and from everybody else who's on the team, he's got to have some tricks up his sleeve. So that's what he's working on. He's working on tricks. So Monday nights are filled with gymnastics. Let's see. Then just last week, Tuesday, we went to, so we live in Missouri, and there are a lot of caves here, and they love to take you on tours of all of their caves. And so we ended up going to a set of caves with our homeschool group, and they split us up into 3 groups and took us on different tours, and we went through the caves and everything, and it was really, really cool. We were the last group to go tour the caves, and it was so awesome. We get to the end, and it's only a mile in, and or a tenth of a mile. I don't remember how much it was. It was a lot. It wasn't a lot. And they go, you know, just to give you an idea of how dark a cave can be, they're like, take a look at this, and they turned out the lights. And it was really, really dark. And I was at the end. I had to go back with at the end of the group so that the girls wouldn't sit there and scream when he turned out the lights and go running. But then I wanted to go see the end of the cave and see all of that. And as I go to turn around, he turns the lights off on me. I don't think he realized that I was still, back there. So that was pretty funny. But when he turned the lights out on me, I turned back around, and they do obviously have some like spotlights coming up from the ground, but where I was at, it was completely dark. But I walked a little bit more forward, and then you got to one of those lights, and it I looked up onto the wall, and the shadows casted from all the different rocks and everything made it look like there was this cave monster on the wall. It was so cool. So I went around to like my kids, and I was like, hey guys, I got to see the cave monster. And they're like, whatever. Oh, your mom, you're being da da da. And I showed them the pictures, and they were all like, oh, I can see how that can look like a cave monster. I was like, yeah, it was pretty slick. Pretty slick. So we went on that cave tour, and then let's see, what else did we do? They went panning, you know, for different rocks and stuff. They climbed through like small cave aspects. What else? I mean, it was a lot of Civil War stuff, so we got to do a lot of that. I mean, we were exhausted afterwards. I mean, that's an exhausting thing. Ooh, which one do I want to use? I'm going to save the kitty cat for the sidebar. That's kind of what I'm feeling. But yeah, we had so much fun. Tuesday, I did have enough energy to come back on Tuesday after and finish up, and I did a whole bunch of designing. Oh, I did a whole bunch of designing. It was awesome. Let's see, green, purple, this one. And let's see, what else? Did a whole bunch of designing. I'm trying to think what we did on Wednesday. I want to say that there was only youth activities on Wednesday, which was nice because I kind of needed to catch up on work items. And then Thursday was dance. Went to dance, and I hurt myself a few weeks ago. I'm going to save putting a full box here until I have some of these bougie boxes laid down, because I want to be able to know where to put the full box. But I hurt my hip a few weeks back, and it has been bothering me. I mean, it was already sore when I hurt it, and now it's like, it is quite unbearable. And some days, like I'm sitting down here, and when I go to stand up, it's gonna be stiff and sore, and it hurts. And I do know that I need to go see a doctor for it, you know, to at least get into physical therapy. I think my hip is out of alignment, to be honest with you. I think one hip is sitting higher than the other, and so I do need to go to the chiropractor, and I need to do it. But that's just, you know, one more thing to add to the list of things to do during busy season. But I was at Dance Thursday night and we were doing some really fast combinations, and it was so funny because I was like, she's like, everybody good? And I'm like, my hip is not going to allow me to work that. I'm like, I cannot move that fast. Luckily I'm in an adult ballet class that also has 3 other middle-aged people in it. 3 or 2? 2 or 3 other middle-aged people in it. So we all don't move fast. And it's so funny for me to sit there and say middle-aged. Like, really? I could have swore it was just $19.99 the other day. And why, yeah. Middle-aged, man. Okay. And she's like, oh no. And we talked about when I heard it. I was like, yeah. She's like, how did you do it? And I was like, you remember when we were doing those PKs that we were, and coming out of the turns and stretching it up? And she's like, yeah. I was like, that's when it happened. Like, I hurt like my tendons in my legs. Like, it was a full on, I really, really hurt myself. She was like, oh my gosh. She's like, well, you mask it really well. And I was like, well, yeah, that's not a good thing. And so she's like, then just do the ballet hands. Just mark it with your ballet hands. So we're like, leap, leap, kick, glissade, turn. And so that's all I'm doing with my hands, is I'm just like, da, 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 da. Yeah, if you are a dancer, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I mean marking it with your hands. And that's what I did. And then we did some nutcracker stuff. So because it's nutcracker season right now, so we were learning some of the moves to different dance sequences in the nutcracker and everything. Because, if you take ballet classes, there are some ballets that you just love. And the nutcracker is one of them. Maybe not, I guess maybe if you performed it and had to perform it year after year after year, you're like, no, I'm kind of done with this. Then I can see, like, okay, yeah, I get it. But we were doing that. I went home sore, but I also, the next day when I got up and I got showered and everything, I was like, man, my hip actually feels really good. And I got in the shower and I was like, oh, it's feeling good. It feels good. It feels good. Then I went and sat down for about 45 minutes, stood up, and it was on fire again. And I was like, man, it's the sitting down that is actually hurting me. So I'm like, I don't know how we're gonna get through this, and my husband has wanted me to invest in a standing desk for years, and I'm just like, I don't think I can do that, because designing, let's see, where is this? About the length of half of one. Oh, it's okay. If I cut it in half, which I think I can eyeball it, if I use one of the others, I should be able to have room. We're gonna make this work. So anyways, I can't stand there for hours, because then that will hurt as well for design purposes. So right now I'm in between a rock and a hard place with all of this. And I told my husband, I was like, I think just at the end of the day, I'm going to have to sit and do stretches. I think that's just what it's going to come down to. I'm just going to have to stretch, because I don't have any other option. And he's like, yeah, I kind of think that's what you're going to have to do too. So it is what it is. Okay, so let's see. Let's put them down below. That way they'll match up. And then if I have anything else showing, I can just put a box right up against it. Okay, that'll be fine. So yeah, I just hurt my, I thought I was doing good, not so good. It is what it is. We will survive. We will make it through. We'll figure this out. But yeah, Thursdays are not exactly days that I'm fully looking forward to. And stuff. But then we moved on to Friday. And what did we do on Friday? Okay, Friday was grocery, shopping and menu planning. Where's my planner? Trying to think of what else. I did do a lot of work that day. Got a whole bunch of like inventory. We packed orders. We ended up having to go. Oh, we had a date night that night. That's what it was. We ended up having a date night that night. So my husband and I had a double date with another couple that's in our church. They have 4 young children, but they are roughly around our ages. So we asked them, hey, would you like to go on this double date? And they were like, yeah. And so we went out with them. Kids had a fantastic time. My kids provided free babysitting for them. And that was something that my husband and I, when we talked, when we were younger, we talked about how when you didn't live around family or anything like that, we talked that when we got to a point where our kids were old enough to be basically on their own and stuff, that we would provide the other young families in our area and whatnot with free babysitting, because we know how important it is to have that time together, and stuff. And so that's, and our kids are very familiar with this and know this. So they were very fine with it. And it was easy because it was kind of like a one-on-one type deal going on. So it worked out to everybody's benefit. It really did. Worked out to everybody's benefit. Okay, so now it's time for labels and boxes, and I don't know what I want to do. Oh, these are like washi strips. Okay, let's see what we can do with these. I like them. What can we do? Okay, what kind of boxes do we have? I'm thinking, okay, those are foldables. I'm thinking I want to stick, oh gosh, I don't know what I want to do. Why do we have more of these labels? That's interesting. She has all of these labels over here. Who knows? Okay, so maybe I won't use these. So what am I doing? Let's set these off to the side. So date night, that was fun. And then we got home really early. I mean, obviously they have young children, so it was very much like, we got home early, so we ended up doing movie night. We got through half of a movie before 3 of us were going, we're tired. And then the one kid who didn't want to watch the movie, this was the funny part, the one kid who didn't want to watch the movie was like, tough, you have to stick it out. If I didn't want to watch this movie and I've had to sit here for this hour having to watch it, you can suck it up and finish the movie. And we were like, no. But the mere fact that he had like the gall to do that, first off, coming from the kid that it was coming from, I was like, yes, pat on the back, like you're sticking up for stuff, and everything. But man, I was so tired. I walked into bed and I was done. I was out in no time. Oh my goodness, I was so tired. But it was good. Okay, so all right, we've got those down. So now let's see what we have here. What do I have here? I don't even know what I have here. Okay, I don't really want to use round boxes. I'm kind of being a little bit of a box snob. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm being a little bit of a box snob. So let's see how much of things I can get done. Luckily, I have all of these patterns here, and I have these ones here as well. So that is gonna help me out tremendously. Why do I feel like I have another page? Because I do. Oh, we've got solids. No, I don't want to use solids. I want to pattern this thing up. I want to pattern it. That's all I want to do. Patterns. Okay. Moving on to Saturday. Because I think that's all. So we ended up going to bed early on. Well, not early, but we ended up ending the movie and going to bed. Okay. So let's see what we got here. Let's do boxes down here. So yeah, we ended up going to bed, and then Saturday, wow, we had double booked some stuff on Saturday and ended up having to rearrange and shift everything over. Well, originally there was supposed to be this Smash tournament for my son. He's really into playing Smash, and he wanted to play with some friends, have them over, and that was supposed to be Friday night. And we ended up going, oh crap, we already made plans to go out with somebody. We've got to reschedule this. So we went ahead and rescheduled the video game tournament for Saturday. But then we had scheduled ourselves to go out to one of our friends' farm to help them with some ducks, and then figured out we had to reschedule that one. And that's where my family currently is. My daughter and I decided to stay home. She did not want to have any part of this. So we stayed at home. Her and I stayed at home. And then, let's see. Saturday evening, the kids had a church event to go to. So they had a fireside they had to go to, a dinner they had to go to, and then a church dance that evening. So we decided to just go. All three of the boys were there for the first two events, and then the older two boys were there for the last event. So we decided, let's just all head back down to Branson. So we started our week in Branson, and then we ended our week in Branson. So that was kind of humorous. But yeah, we went down there, dropped the boys off. My daughter, myself, and my husband, we went to the Titanic Museum that is down there. And my daughter is taking a Titanic class in our homeschool co-op, and she has one of the survivors from the Titanic that she's had to spend researching and getting to know more of and stuff. And she is, I mean, she's just having a blast with it. But anyway, she specifically asked for this passenger, and that just marveled all the workers there. They were like, oh, somebody's been doing their research. So she ended up getting 2 boarding passes, because that's how they do it. They give you boarding passes of the passengers so that you have a keepsake for it and everything. And so we went and we spent some time there, and then we went and picked up the youngest son, and we went and had dinner, because the dinner they had was not very filling for him. So yeah, I mean, it was an adventure. To say the least. It was an adventure. But we had a great time. So we started our week in Branson, we ended our week in Branson, and now the kids are up at a farm. I said that I wasn't going to use the rounded boxes, but I'm gonna have to. So the kids are currently at their friends' farm, helping out with the ducks that they have over there. So that will be an interesting story. We were all supposed to go, but at the very last moment, my daughter did not want to go. And now I am here planning away, enjoying life as it is, and having a great time with this. So this is what we have. I know some people said that they were like, you know, what's one of the least things you like about Avalon and Ninth is like all the Halloween stuff. We're almost done with Halloween, and then I'm not going to be doing any Halloween really until next September. I can't say just October, because we'll figure that one out as we go. But I'm going on the 52 weeks of bullet journaling, figuring it out. I went on a shopping spree. I have stencils, I have ink, I have blending brushes, I have some papers that I know that I'm going to want to use. So, yeah. Oh. Well, I didn't think this one through. I need more boxes of the pattern stuff. Just not going to happen. Oh, well, I guess we can use these because we didn't get to use them. Okay, this is what we'll do. We'll figure it out. Oh, my goodness. Text messages, and more text messages. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I kind of mixed the order up. That's okay, because I used these at the beginning of the week. Now I can use them at the end of the week. Okay, we got this. It's gonna work out just fine. I don't even know, to be honest with you guys. I don't even know if I'm gonna have enough to fill out for these kids. Here's the beauty, okay? I'm gonna tell you a little something. When you put many of these little labels, okay, this is how kind of my brain works. When you put many of these little labels, this is one item. So I have to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 items on this day to put in there. Okay, that's kind of how my brain works. Many of you are probably like, wow, you're just dramatic and extreme about this. But that's just kind of how my brain works. And so hence the reason why I like to use, a lot of the times I like to use half boxes and third boxes because they take up a little bit more space. And then if that day did not have a lot of stuff happen on it, I'm not left with all of this space. Does that make sense? So I definitely don't know if they're going to have enough, because this is going to be the week after Black Friday ends. So Cyber Monday, this is the week. Cyber Monday will have been that Monday. So I know for me, and I don't think we'll have any co-op stuff happening throughout the week. Like, we'll have our class on Tuesday, but I don't know of anything else. Okay, so we are done with that, but now it is time to fill in the foil. Okay, so I don't know. That's the only thing that I worry about putting down all these like little labels and stuff, is that it has a tendency to make it to where I'm not able to remember to put things down, or not have enough things to put down and stuff. Because when school takes up the majority of your day, I mean, I guess technically I could put something for like what they really did during school and stuff, like all their subjects or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, let me move some of these boxes out of the way. All right. Let's see. Yep, you guys are right here. These dancing skeletons. This is hilarious. They're going to be part of this scene over here. This is my favorite one. The one that has its hands up in the air. I'm like, put your hands up in the air like you just don't care. Anyways, ignore me just for a minute. And let's get this. So yeah, as far as what's coming up this week, I have a lot to get done this week. That's for sure. A lot to get done, and a lot of it stems. Oh goodness. Okay, let's do this one. A lot of it stems from needing to finalize the planners that we're going to be releasing. There's just some very minor like design, like movement stuff that I just need to do, like very, very, very minimal. So I have that to do and get those printed and cut and going. And we got our disc punch in, which I'm so excited about. We got our disc punch in, and I punched my my trial planners, the ones that I print on crappier paper, to see that it actually is in correct page order, that it's printing correctly, that we have everything that we need to have. I mean, I'll do another trial I'll do another printing like trial one, and that'll be on the good paper just to make sure that our final is solid. But as far as like when we're still in like the design and making sure everything's like where it's supposed to be, that gets printed on not completely crappy paper, but you know, not our good paper either. And that way we can make notes on it. Like I write on them, and like this needs to be moved up, this needs to be moved here, we need to figure out why this is shifting during printing, this page doesn't belong here, where did it, you know, where did the thing go, and then you go through and make all those changes. But now that we have the disc punch, I'm so excited because I was keeping that on the down low. That's for sure. I was definitely keeping it down the down low because I didn't know if the punch was going to work. And I didn't want to say anything because if it didn't work, then I was going to have to break promises. And I would rather make sure that things work before I actually say that we're bringing something to the shop. So I punched quite a few things. I punched 3 of the planners. I punched some planner covers. I punched some sticker paper, and it all worked out very, very well. So I was thoroughly impressed and was like, yep, this is what we're going to do. We have plenty of discs in stock, the clear discs, and that's what they're going to come on until I can finalize what I want as far as like discs for the planners. That's the only thing we have not been able to finalize, and a lot of that just has to deal with time and getting samples shipped over to us. So this is gorgeous, you guys. Absolutely stunning. So much room. I don't know what I'm going to put down here. I think I'm just going to end up putting down that my kids are amazing. My kids are amazing. If you see that written down, just know that they did not have a lot going on that day. And yeah. So, all right, you guys, thank you for joining me with this plan with me. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, leave your comments and questions or anything down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in my next video. Bye now.